Hey, I've got a little extra time today while everybody else is getting ready here before we go to lunch, and I wanted to make a quick little video here. Because I made a video the other day where I talked about how Obama said it was easier to get a gun than a computer or a book in a lot of cities in this country for teenagers, for young people to go out and get a gun, which would mean illegally. So he's saying basically it's easier to buy a black market gun in this country than it is to get a book or a computer. And at the time I said that's total crap. And the more I've been thinking about it, the angrier I get about it. Because that kind of statement, it isn't just a lie, which it is a lie, but it's totally deflecting the issue. If you've got people in cities like Philadelphia or Illinois, or Illinois, I guess I shouldn't say Illinois, where the president is from, or where he actually was a public official, and you've got a lot of kids that are more eager to get a gun than a book or a computer, that might be true, but that's not the problem of the gun. That's the problem of your kids. And maybe you might want to start looking at why your society is raising a bunch of people who think it's more beneficial or cooler to get a gun than to get a book or a computer when you're a teenager. That sounds like a totally different problem than just guns being available. And plus you're talking about illegally being available. So how does changing any laws or writing any codes or any statutes change what people are doing illegally? Laws don't stop crime. Laws only set up a means of punishing people who do things that are wrong. They don't actually stop them from doing them. The only thing that stops someone from committing a crime is someone that won't be a victim. And things like that, where you're just selling property illegally, it's hard to stop that kind of crime because the other person on the other end of the crime, the one buying, not the one selling, wants to be a party of that crime. So there's no one stopping that crime. There's no one refusing to be a victim. I'm not saying it's victimless. I'm just saying there's no one in the active act of that crime that's being a victim that doesn't want to be one. So this whole notion that he said, oh, it's the problem, it made it sound like it's the problem with the guns. Oh, these kids are getting guns easier. Well, one, they're not. They are not. That's not true. It's still relatively difficult to buy an illegal gun. Here locally, one of our news channels tried to prove that you can buy an illegal gun really easily. They couldn't do it. They couldn't find a way to do one. They tried and tried over several issues of a special that they did, and they couldn't do it. Several other media institutions have tried to show, oh, look how easy it is to buy a black market gun. They've never been able to do it. They've never been able to show. They'll actually usually will resort to someone going and doing a private sale, where they lie or they, say, oh yeah, I'm this and that. And the person selling them isn't really breaking a law because they didn't sell them the gun illegally. The people committing the crime were the people buying the gun by providing false information. So they've proven that you can't really buy a gun that easily, illegally. You can go out and commit a crime yourself and obtain a gun through illegal means, but the seller isn't the one committing the crime, the buyer is. That's about all they've ever proven with those little stories that they try to do on the media. So it just sits here, the more I sit here, the angrier I get about it, because like I said, it's not easier to buy a gun than it is to get a book or a computer. Look at even the worst parts of town in some place like Chicago. There's a library nearby, a school nearby that has a library. There are schools that have computers. You can buy a computer on the black market for $50. Tell me where you're going to buy a Glock for $50 on the black market. It's easy to find computers that fell off the truck, so to speak. So if you want to talk about buying things illegally, they can still get books and computers far more easily and cheaper than they can get Glocks. If you want to say people can buy Glocks illegally, yeah, they can, but it ain't that easy. But to try to say that that's a problem of what's available for purchase legally, that's ridiculous. All it is, like I said before, is deflection. You have to sit down and wonder, why are all these kids wanting to buy guns, especially the black kids of inner cities? Is it the thug life? Is the culture that you support, that you act like it's some sort of phase, that it's something good? No, it's not. Thug life, that's garbage. People who, you call people a racist if they don't like thugs. Well, that's not racist. I don't like skinheads either. I don't like thugs. I don't like skinheads. If I saw a skinhead, I wouldn't like them. I see a thug, I don't like them. Both of those are negative things. Thugs go around talking about killing police and living a crime lifestyle, being a gangsta, and skinheads go around preaching hatred and violence. So I don't like either one of those. But instead of addressing those problems of why we have cultures, and we have cultures that promote skinheads, and we have cultures that promote thugs, instead of saying we need to change society to where it doesn't promote these heinous ideas, you say we need to take away guns. And that just doesn't make any sense. And like I said, the more I think about it, the angrier I get. So I'm going to sign this off now before I just start swearing.